good day to all of you, the viewers of Poland Daily Culture. We're still talking about books, and here with me in the studio is John Lynch, an entrepreneur, but also an author. Thank you very much for coming.
Great to be here, Maria.
And you also have on your card the Keeper of the Faith. What actually does it mean?
Yes, so...
because you're not priest, obviously.
Yes. So I have, I changed my title in my company. I was president, prezes, whatever, for many years. And back in 2013, I faced this incredible crisis in my business. And I was meeting my team, trying to give them confidence to fight and to believe, not give up. And every time I left them, I said, keep the faith. Don't give up. Keep the faith. And after about 1,000 times of saying, keep the faith, I finally concluded that my role in the business is keeper of the faith. And so, you know, the statistics in business are like 1 out of 100 companies survive. 99% of businesses fail. They go out of business. And so Linke has been in business for 29 years now. And we've had lots of ups and downs. And as I look back, there were plenty of crises, plenty of hard times. And it was actually keeping faith and not giving up, which was the key to long-term success. And so after the crisis I ran into, I changed my title to Keeper of the Faith, because that's what I do.
But coming back, of course, to your book is the case that tell us in a nutshell about you, the story in the book and the characters.
Yes, super. So I've written a story. It's inspired by stuff that's happened to me, which is, I think P.D. James said that all fiction is in some parts autobiographical. So it's inspired by things that happened to me, but it is fiction. And I thought of a young man from the Bronx, New York, from a poor Polish family actually, who has studied fashion. He's passionate about fashion, and he's getting ready to start his career at Ralph Lauren. And right before he starts, after his graduating from college, his father calls him. His father is Staszek Czyż, and says, Truman, can you go to Poland and help the family business? Because my cousin Henrik in Krakow has got a little fashion company, is having a hard time. And Stanley had taught his son Truman Polish values, and he said, family first. And Truman said, family first. And he gave up his career and moved to Poland, and then worked with his uncle Henrik and built this fantastic company. So Truman is this very optimistic, young, idealistic fashion designer. He does great colors, woman dresses like the beautiful one you're wearing, with organic fabrics and sustainable materials. And he's just going through life beautifully, and then this bad thing happens to him. And this fund, this global fund called the ARC, or ARCA, comes along and tries to hostile take over his company.
You are a newly born author. You also experienced entrepreneur of a company producing shirts and clothing, which is kind of connected to the book. So anyone who will read your book can kind of find a similarity. But I can imagine you came back to Poland like 30 years ago, and it was still the capitalism in its infancy in Poland. And how was it to start a company here and to co-work, to co-work with Polish people, to try to produce things here, especially in Krakow as well, not in Warsaw? Interesting. Tell us more about it.
Sure. Well, the first thing is, any students of business know that startups have a huge percentage of failure. So it's 1 out of 100 businesses succeed, 99 fail. And if you do it in another country, in an emerging market like Poland, where you don't speak the language, probably the odds are like 1 out of 1,000. So it was a lot of perseverance and hard work to make this thing happen. But we started very humble. There was 3 people in an apartment with an idea for a business, and started with almost no money. So we did not come as rich Americans with millions. We came as recent graduates of school, of business school, and started the idea to do these tourism T-shirts. So the business was humbly humming along. I was probably the lowest paid graduate of the top business school in America in history, because I came over here working for 3 million stare złoty, so $200, and then decided to start a business, and the adventure began.
Trying in a new market, like a Polish market, is a challenge. So what make your company was a trigger to make it successful, except of course your hard work?
Yes, no, I think all business success has some element of luck. In our particular case, we were making these tourism T-shirts, Krakow, Poland, etc. English language newspaper, the Warsaw Voice, ran an article about us, a little article about these two crazy Americans in Krakow making tourism T-shirts. And they gave it out on locked Polish airlines. And one of the executives in business class got his Warsaw Voice, started looking at it, saw the article about these Americans, and he was just coming to launch a new brewery in Poland. It was called El Brewery, EB, and they wanted to do a big advertising campaign. So he gave the paper to the marketing director and said, call these people. And we got an order from this brewery. And in the first 6 months of Linka, we probably produced 3,000 T-shirts total, selling these little tourism T-shirts. And the brewery ordered 8,000 in one order. And it just launched us into a different level. And then the business just took off after that. So that was our luck.
You come from a small city in New Jersey, as you mentioned before in the previous episode, but what's pretty interesting, you had a very popular colleague or a friend in high school. So Bon Jovi, yes?
That's right. Right.
But he was not Polish.
No. So my hometown is called Sayreville. It's about 20 kilometers from New York City, so it's very close to New York. And our town was a classic ethnic American suburb with Italian, Polish, Irish, and Jewish communities mixed up. In our graduating class, of course, was John Bon Jovi, which will make it difficult for me to ever be the most famous graduate of my graduating class. But John was in our classes together since 7th grade, and all of us knew him. He was a part of our group. But this little town of Sayreville with a 30% Polish population, so everybody went to the St. Stanisław Church, had a remarkable number of people who went on to do great things in life. We have a federal judge from our graduating class. We had the dean of the #1 business school in Americas from our graduating class. We have a head of the Speaker of the New Jersey Assembly is from our class. So this little town in the middle of nowhere really put out some pretty remarkable people. So I'm very proud of my hometown, Sayreville.
We have here newly born Otter.
That's right.
How do you feel in this new role?
I feel fantastic in the role. I mean, I've been basically writing this book and working on this book for 7 years now. It's the most enjoyable thing I've done in 20 years of my life. I love writing. I've written before a lot. I've written articles in newspaper. I had a column in a clothing magazine in the UK, and I had a column in the Warsaw Business Journal here in Poland. So writing has always been something in my life, which is unusual because I studied mechanical engineering in undergraduate, and I studied international business and marketing in business school. So writing wasn't there, although I took plenty of courses in writing during college, and then in my entire life I've liked writing. So for me, putting that word author after my name is a big accomplishment. I'm very excited.
So your book will be out there in the bookstores as well.
Yes. So
where can our viewers find it?
Yes. So. First launch is in Poland, and it will be in Empik stores. All the Empik stores around Poland it will be. It'll be on Empik's website, empik.com. It will be on Literia.pl, which is another very popular Polish bookstore online. And it will be in many places, probably in airports as well.
If you are interested, go look for the Ark of John Lynch, Arka in Polish, and you might be surprised. And thank you very much for watching our show, and stay for another episode.